So what is the, so you getting into this, a lot of what you did in TV and broadcasting, a lot of it's organizational. And this kind of fits what you're doing anyway.
Project management. Yep. So that's really what I'm great at, is just being the central hub of communication between different vendors or different landlords, and working with other, on the commercial side of things, working with other brokers to get deals done. And
well, it's kind of like, hey, clients. Now that you bought a business or you put yourself into a property, I could also help you in this.
Yeah. It's just
makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense to be able to be a helper, because that's what really sales is all about, is helping people make the best decision for them.
This is the Mostly Middle Tennessee Business Podcast, a podcast about Middle Tennessee business owners and professionals.
Yeah, sure.
Mostly.
You're not wrong, man. It's the broadcasting, like traditional broadcasting, is certainly at a crossroads of sorts.
It's kind of sad. It makes me sad.
It is, but I mean, it's, that's the evolution. I'm kind of getting frustrated with seeing Facebook posts of people talking about getting laid off. But at this point, it's like, look, you're like the contractor on the Death Star, all right? You can't be surprised if someone takes you out at this point, Recent layoffs with iHeartMedia, everyone's like, well, knew this day was coming. Then why didn't you do something if you knew it was coming? You find a lot of those posts you're getting. I mean, are you still connected to TV? Because
yeah. I see. And there was always a running joke, like if you came into work and you scanned your badge and it didn't let you up the elevator, then you knew like today was your day. So I don't know if that's the corporate way or if that's just the industry.
Yeah.
But
that's the thing, is that here we are. We've never really had a one-to-one. You've joined B&I, finding out about each other a little bit at a time kind of thing, finally sitting down and having a face-to-face conversation. Now we're recording it. But we have a lot of similar backgrounds with broadcasting. I chose the radio route and you chose the TV. I almost chose TV.
Yeah.
I almost worked for ESPN.
That's awesome.
By almost that, I mean saying that I had aspirations to apply, but never had the opportunity. And then at some point I kind of gave up on it and said, you know what, screw it, I'll just do radio.
Well, I think that we all have, our paths that led us here, and it led us to where we're supposed to be. So,
well, why did you choose yours? How did that begin? Was that your first job? Or what was like your first job?
So I went into college thinking that I was going to do forensic pathology because I loved crime and true documentaries and the investigative mystery process, and quickly failed organic chemistry. And so that was the end of my doctor hopes, and then decided, okay, well, what else do I enjoy? And it was also sports. That's what I knew. I grew up playing basketball, and just thought, well, how can I turn my passion into a career? And discovered communications, the broadcast communications world at MTSU.
Mm-hmm.
So graduated with my electronic media communications degree and decided that I was also going to pursue sports broadcasting. My first job out of college was WCIV Channel 4 in Charleston, South Carolina.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like on air or behind the scenes?
I started as a production assistant and then started doing like the weekend, going out and shooting the Battery. It was a soccer team there, and the River Dogs. Got to see A-Rod play for the River Dogs when he was injured.
Oh, wow.
Got to...
The A-Bomb, A-Rod.
Yeah. So just had a lot of good experiences still in the sports world, but as an athlete, once you kind of hang up your dreams of playing past college, you're just like, how do I get involved still? Whether that's coaching or, still being involved somehow.
It's kind of like the music business. You just always find, if it's not being a musician, a songwriter, or an artist, you could still find a position.
Yeah.
You can. For me, it was like, I wanted to be on the air, and I was on the air at the station where I started out. Then I quickly realized I'd rather be in the production room. And that's where my gifting was, Then I worked for talk radio stations in Vegas, And that was more my speed because, you know, you could show your personality on a music station and be really passionate, but it got so boring after a while for me. You know, I was on a classic rock station. So how many times can you talk about the latest from Led Zeppelin?
I love classic rock, though.
Classic rock. Today's rock.
That's what I grew up on. So I could jam to that all day. But also, yeah, I get it. But you have like Greta Van Fleet now who kind of sounds.
They really do. I mean, my gosh, talk about, you know, if Led Zeppelin and Rush had a baby.
Yeah. They're like bringing classic rock sound back. At least.
Really, well, yeah. I mean, and it's funny because this generation that's hearing them is thinking that they're original, but they're not. Yeah. Nothing. It all goes around. Okay, so for those of you listening and tuning in, the lady that I'm talking to is Katelin Ford, another fellow B&I-er. Is it fellow? Or is that too masculine?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Built Ford tough, so I
feel there you go. And you were a part of 4 Points Business, as well as SVN Excel Commercial Real Estate with our fellow comrade, Janet Truman, right?
Giant bottle down. Sorry.
Yeah. Unless you want to advertise.
Janet Truman, she's amazing. She's my broker.
Nice.
I am learning an immense amount from her.
She's a wealth of information, that's for sure.
She is a master of her craft, absolutely. Yeah. And I'm thankful to have her and be on her team.
So you again, getting back to the broadcasting, by the way, this is the Mostly Middle Tennessee Business Podcast. I am your host, Jim McCarthy, and we talk to Middle Tennessee business owners, entrepreneurs, and professionals from all around the state and beyond sometime. We have meandering conversations. Sometimes we start out formally, sometimes we start out just, mid-sentence. It's just kind of how we pick things up. It is powered by it'syourshow.co, where you can get fine podcasts like this one produced if you need one. And also, well, that's our studio sponsor, but it's powered by Muletown Bikes. Go check those guys out on the square in Columbia. You've all been hearing me talk about my e-bike. I rode it this morning. I think I did about 17 miles.
That's amazing.
I'm telling you, man.
Good for you.
It's good for fat guys everywhere that are in their 50s.
I need one of those.
Dude, go see him. Vinny at Muletown.
I'm going to check that out.
Yeah. It actually really is a cool place. You walk in and it's like old school charm. It's a historic location. And he's just very helpful. So he'll definitely figure out the sizing and what you need and all that fun stuff, whatever your budget is. And
what about regular bikes?
He has regular bikes as well.
Perfect. My tires keep going flat. So I think I need I don't know.
You need a regular bike.
No, I need some assistance, making it better.
Oh, he can repair it. Take a look at it. Bring it down to him.
Yeah. I'm going.
Do you ride a lot?
We try. We enjoy riding. We did a lot in Knoxville when I was in Knoxville. Yeah. We did more so.
So from Charleston, because I know you wound up here in town at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You were working for the Top 20 Countdown at CMT at one point, right?
I was. So after Charleston, was there for a couple of years. And got to interview Ryan Suckup, Chris Middleton, a lot of fun opportunities. And then I was at the same time working for a production company that did crewing for Fox Sports, ESPN, Golf Channel, and they ended up buying a crewing company or acquired one in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And so they asked me if I would move up there and man the new Chicago office. So I had never been to Chicago before.
Right.
And I was like, sure, yeah, I'll do it. So moved up there from Charleston, which was quite a different scenery, different experience. But I was young and single and was just kind of an point in my life where I wanted to say yes and experience all the things I could while I had the chance. So did that, moved to Chicago. I was called Assignment Desk, worked there for a couple of years. One of my clients was Country Music Television. I was crewing for them, different ancillary pieces, gear, hair, makeup. And the girl was actually leaving that I would communicate really closely with. She was production coordinator there. And she said, I think you'd be a great fit for this position. And I'll put your name in, if you want me to. And I was like, absolutely. It would be a chance to come back to Nashville, hometown, and work on country music. And just it was a different kind of production. It was a live production, and I had done live production obviously at the news station, but it was award shows and it was more production management behind the scenes. And I loved that. I love logistics. I love planning. I love, seeing everything come together, everybody work as a team. And then at the end of the production, everyone's having a great time. So,
well, so never really in the control room, like doing this kind of stuff.
I did some, they were trying to teach me how to do some technical directing, but it's a lot going on, with the multi-cameras and the live production it's a lot of pressure.
It's like being a maestro.
Yes.
It really is.
Yeah.
So anybody listening, if you've seen like behind the scenes dramatizations of different like television show productions, if you watch like, what was that old show with Joe Rogan? News channel or whatever. You remember that show I was talking about, like in the late 90s, early millennium?
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, it was about a news channel.
Yeah.
Phil Hartman was on it and everything. No, I can't think of it. But news radio, which is funny because it's about radio. But anyway, they have like these control rooms, and I went to a TV station back when I was going to the Connecticut School of Broadcasting in the late 90s, and we got to visit a TV station in Connecticut. And when I saw what happened in the control room, I was like, oh, I could totally do this.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm a drummer. I'm an octopus already. Like ready camera 1, go camera 1, ready camera 2, go, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Never had the opportunity to do it until I bought myself all the equipment for podcasting. But, here I am running audio and all the things and making sure we got, video and all that fun stuff. So kind of already doing it, but on a much smaller scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have ADHD, so I get overstimulated quickly. I'm like, there's too much pressure.
I think everybody has ADHD at some point, right?
I don't know. I got diagnosed at 26, so that was kind of a defining moment for me. I was like,
It's one of those things where you're like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Were you always kind of like not paying attention and in school?
No, for girls
daydreaming?
It's different. For boys, I think it's like a very hyper, like outside, type of thing. For girls, it's more of like an internal, like we have a lot of thoughts going on all at the same time. So you got to kind of channel and focus on what you need to listen to right now.
Every great podcast starts with an idea. But turning that idea into a professional show, that's where we come in. At it'syourshow.co, we specialize in the highest quality podcast production and short-form video content. Record your show in our fully equipped studio. Or if you need us to come to you, we'll bring the studio experience wherever you are. We can even help you build your own. With it'syourshow.co, you're working with an award-winning team who's been creating content pretty much since 1997. So whether you're a business, creator, entrepreneur, or storyteller, we make the production process simple so you can focus on what matters most, your show. Take advantage of our summer special and lay out your messaging starting at only $97 an hour. It's your show with our expertise. So you're in Chicago, you're basically running the show in a way, or at least running the operation up there.
I was. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, is this kind of, did you feel like you were planting seeds or creating a foundation for something while you're doing that up there?
I was having a lot of fun.
Yeah. Chicago, I mean, I've never been, but I mean, I don't really have the, I don't know why. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
If I get an opportunity to go, I'll go, but I don't really want to go. Does that make sense?
I would say it's a really fun place to visit.
Yeah.
The people are amazing. I kind of went up there, from the South, you hear the stereotypes of like, everybody's rude. It's like a really hard city. And I kind of had the opposite experience. People were very welcoming. People were so kind. I asked for directions on the train. Like, I was just a single young girl, and like my parents were so worried about me moving up there, and I had a great experience. I made a lot of friends.
Right.
The culture, the food was amazing. I ate so much food and was introduced to, cultures that I wouldn't have experienced in the South. So, very grateful for the experience.
How long were you there?
Almost 2 years.
Oh, wow. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So, how did you get down here? Is that what led to Nashville?
Yep. So back to CMT. That's where I came back to Nashville and was working on the production management team for the live award show. So CMT Hot 20 countdown in the studio. the award show, the big one, and then Crossroads. So we would take 2 different genres of music.
Oh, yeah.
And then have a big show and film it. That was a great experience. We also did CMT Real Eats, which was a cooking show with Allison DeMarcus. Loved her. She's amazing. And then CMT Southbound. So those were all my shows that I worked on.
Mm-hmm.
And that was also with Allison DeMarcus, where she would go and travel around different places in America and try different experiences.
When did you begin at CMT? What year?
I think that was 2015.
Okay. So after Lance Smith's years. He was a top 20 countdown host from 05. I think it was there in 05 on up to, I don't know, maybe 09, 10.
Yeah. We had Katie Cook and Cody Allen.
And now Katie Cook's doing radio.
I love her.
Yeah.
And I think she does real estate too.
Really?
So,
because her husband is quite the, he's like on everything in Nashville. He plays guitar on all Val Dean stuff.
That's cool.
Adam. What's his name? I should really know these people's names.
I don't know, but they're cool people to know.
They are.
Every interaction I've ever had with anybody at CMT was just awesome.
Yeah.
Another grateful experience.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, eventually you kind of scratched that itch. Did you ever want to be on air or a personality?
I think there's always the like, oh, that looks fun. They're always doing the on air, like you said, all the contestants with the show on like Hot 20 would always do competitions, like who can drink this or do that, or, just little fun things. And it's the whole production experience to me is fun.
Yeah.
So I think that I just enjoyed the planning and the logistics and then seeing it all, especially the end product when it's all on air and you see it and you're like, oh, I had a part of that. Like, it's a good feeling. It's a rewarding feeling. So it's kind of just the whole process for me, not just the live production, but also, your deliverables that you get at the end.
Yeah, there's like there's an evolution of that career that eventually some people don't get out. Mm-hmm. Some people do. I felt like I scratched that itch in 2013 and got out of radio. What did it for you?
So after CMT, I got pregnant twice and they didn't like that.
Oh, really?
So
that's typically not, it's typically frowned upon.
Frowned upon when you take 2 FMLs back to back.
Well, I'm thinking that, that opens them up to quite a bit of liability if they took action,
Yeah. Well, no, I got laid off on Thanksgiving, like while I was on my second maternity leave. They were like, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. But they were, like I said, in the industry, like it's known that there's like massive layoffs, mm-hmm. Usually at the end of the year. So you have the new budget in the beginning of the year and you can hire more independent contractors, and then that is the cycle.
And this is when?
That was 2018.
Okay. So not too about 9 years ago. Oh, 8 years
actually,
ago.
Yeah. It was, I think end of 2017, beginning of 2018.
Were you kind of like, oh crap, now what now?
Now what do I do? Yeah. So ended up just doing a temp job for about 6 months, and like I said, just applied to all the television jobs that I could think of. But as you know, the industry it's super
contracting.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of opportunities, especially just in Tennessee, really.
What about was it Sinclair that owns the local sticks for TV, or some of them?
A lot of Sinclair. I'm trying to think of who we had. A lot of Turner Broadcasting is in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So those are kind of the closest.
There's a lot more plentiful jobs in radio than TV. There's a lot more radio stations, mm-hmm. but they're all owned by the same conglomerates that TV stations are owned by. And we're finding that, that's kind of what I saw the inevitability of the flaming plane crashing into the side of a mountain, and it was like an industry on decline. And now it's kind of quickening. We're seeing, like we mentioned at the top of the show, all these layoffs that are happening to iHeartMedia, Cumulus that just went private again from being a publicly traded company, which is funny because the iHeart model, I don't know if you remember iHeart, who they were. Were you tapped into the radio side of things at that point? You remember who they were?
A little bit, because they kind of bleed into, the television world as well. In the press box, we all try to be together, and you make friends with the radio guys. At least we always did. So
they were Clear Channel.
Clear Channel.
Did you know that?
No.
So Clear Channel, it was like they owned everything.
Yeah.
And eventually things got so bad, they pivoted into a whole new name called iHeart. iHeart Radio at the time was the name of the company.
Just rebrand.
They rebranded and put a lipstick on a pig, essentially. And, you're seeing what they did really well was podcasts. They really started investing in podcasts hot and heavy early on and started building a podcast network. Yeah. That's what they did and have done very well. But I urge all these companies out there, even to the point where I'm having conversations with a mutual friend of ours who is in the print and digital aspect of media. I'm going to be vague about it. But he, the idea I have, I'm like, guys, build a damn podcast network. That's the pivot.
Yeah.
I'll say it. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think that has to be the next big thing. That's where it's going.
Print is very hard.
Advertising
and stuff like that. It's just, people just throw stuff away.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's not as print anymore. They've already pivoted from going from print to the digital offerings, which is smart. But now, everything's with paywalls and stuff like that. So they're trying to get away from that, getting more value heavy with the information, but also, getting advertisers in front of you while you're scrolling.
Right.
So they're looking for more opportunities to kind of bring that to light. And they're thinking smartly because, well, we'll build a podcast now. Well, why not? You got the resources, you got the size of the company. Move forward with it.
It's just creatives will always have to find a new way to reach their audience with technology adapting and, the constant change. That is what we always joked about in television, is that there's no constant except change.
Right.
And so you adapt and you learn new ways.
Yeah, the only thing that stays the same is change.
Yeah. But I think the core that I always kept was I love storytelling. I love meeting people. Everybody has a story, and I'm a really good listener. So I'll just, probably to a fault, where I love talking with elderly people, and it's like 3 hours into the conversation, I'm like, I gotta go.
Right.
But
elderly people.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They have the best stories.
Well, yeah, they got a whole lifetime of them.
I love it.
You hear a lot of regret.
That's, there's a lot. I cry every 30 for 30. Do you ever watch those? On ESPN or Sports? But 30 for 30, they make me cry every time.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's my wife used to be a home health aide for a hospice when we were dating. And she remembers a lot of the stories, and you hear it all, because when these people are at hospice, they're basically in death's waiting room.
Yeah.
And the things that you would hear, I think, is really, it impacts your life.
Mm-hmm. It should.
So 2018, you exit out of the broadcast industry, and how do we get here?
2018, I then went to Discovery Channel in Knoxville.
Oh, even better. Mm-hmm. Was that Scripps?
It was Scripps at the time, and then we were bought out by Discovery, and then Discovery merged with Warner Brothers. And then they were like, oops, I don't think we can do that. So I think they eventually reversed it, but... So HGTV, Travel Channel, DIY, and a little bit of Food Network were my brands that I worked on.
Did you get to meet Mike Rowe?
No.
No?
No, I did not.
I'd love to get him on, man.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
He's a good guy.
I did a lot of integrated marketing with their giveaway shows. So the giveaway for like Smart Home, Dream Home, I think there was another one, but I can't remember. They just did a lot of home giveaways. So integrated marketing with like cabinets to go, floor decor, different brands like that.
Do you miss it?
There are times that I miss it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love the storytelling aspect of it. I love the day of being on set and seeing everything happen in front of you. But probably the coolest project I got to work on at Discovery Channel was the Brady renovation, we bought the Brady Bunch house and we completely renovated it to make it look exactly as it did when filmed.
So the actual house that they showed in the show, was that in California, I guess?
Yep.
So the inside of that, I can't imagine, looked like what you saw on television.
It did not. So we had to completely gut it, renovate it, find each piece or make a piece to replicate exactly what was in the show.
All done in a weekend?
No.
No?
No.
Not one of those shows?
No, not done in a weekend.
That's the thing is that we used to have the Trading Spaces. Remember that back in the day? That was, we had a Trading Spaces in Vegas, and we had a big party and everything. We were allowed to come out and partake with the contestants and whatever. And it's funny, the behind the scenes stuff that actually happens that you don't realize. It's
magic.
Oh man, it's not just the contractor and, the guys, the people that are trading spaces to make stuff happen. It's a whole team of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Massive team of people.
Mm-hmm. But it's so much fun. That's what makes it fun, right?
Sure.
You're doing things that.
It's a theater of the mind.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah. Or a con, if you will.
I used to find out on all the food stuff we did at CMT, like the food styling for commercials of different brands. I'd be like, the mashed potatoes aren't real?
Yeah.
You guys spray hairspray on the food? Why?
Because it hardens up the outside and makes it look appealing.
There's so many things that you're just like, movie magic.
What were some of the other things like, that's interesting, the food? Like what other things would they do with the food?
Well,
I know there's like a way to make steaks look appealing.
For ice cream, you use mashed potatoes.
That's nuts.
So then it
That makes
doesn't
sense,
melt,
though. Yeah.
The hairspray one threw me off so that it looks like shining, glistening.
And what would they do? Just like color it with spray paint to make it look like different flavors?
Not different flavors, but you would just make something earlier in the day and you don't want it to sit all day, so you have to like preserve it, and hairspray does the best. So
right.
One time we were doing a pilot for Nickelodeon when I was at CMT, and we shot at a giant warehouse, and we had to make giant vats of Jell-O. So we were like mixing Jell-O with like a big like industrial power mixer, and just, never know what you're going to, that's what makes TV fun, is like, you never know what you're going to work on.
Was the Jell-O supposed to be the green slime?
Yeah, I think if, you mess like the little spot you were jumping on, then you jump into a big thing of Jell-O.
Oh, so it's actual Jell-O. So I'm wondering what always the green slime was made out of.
Probably a lot of, what they make slime out of now, like baking soda. And
is that what it is? Because it seemed real. It wasn't as viscous. It was very liquidy because it always poured from the top on somebody's head.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Probably. Now that I'm a mom, I'm like, no slime.
Yeah.
No slime ever.
Your kids didn't want to make slime?
They stick it in their hair every time.
Oh, really?
Every single time.
See, my daughter, she's 14. She still makes slime.
I hate it.
Yeah. It's a
it gets in the carpet.
Mess.
It gets in everything.
Yeah.
Clothes, hair.
So did you hear about like the big controversy that was at Nickelodeon with that one guy in charge, like all the different kid shows that came out through the 90s and early millennium? Were you ever hearing like nuances of that? There was a whole documentary done on it, Netflix.
I have no doubt about that in the industry.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you see anything or hear anything at the time? Or do you even want to talk about that?
I think it happens everywhere in every industry.
Well, radio we didn't have. I mean, we called my first radio station the home. It was the home of rock and roll, but eventually became known as the home of sexual harassment. But it was more tongue in cheek because I mean, literally, you'd be going down the hallway with some stack of papers in your hand, and the midday girl would come up and goose you, and it'd be like, "Oh, hey, okay, hello."
So it went both ways, at least.
Oh yeah, totally. Okay. Actually, more so. Yeah. I don't think the guys really. I'm going by my own memory.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. Definitely both ways. You're on the precipice. You got a story you want to tell,
no,
don't you?
No, I've had some experiences in television. Yeah.
Like what?
I was cornered one time by an anchor.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You're in town?
No, I won't say where. And I was just like, No, thank you.
That takes some, man, C.O. Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaq, when he was here, told me that if he lived here, him and I would date.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big dude.
Yes.
Nice guy, though.
Yeah.
I would think.
He's very nice.
Yeah.
He does a lot for, I think, a lot of philanthropies. And
were you kind of like, well, I mean, what's stopping you from moving to town, dude? I mean, you got all the money in the world. Buy a place.
No. I was like, I don't know about that.
I got you. Well, there you go. I mean, so moving on from that, I mean, you kind of, did it all end after Discovery in Knoxville and everything?
Discovery. So COVID happened and we were working from home for 2 years. So along with that, there was a lot of, like we mentioned, a lot of shifting with television happening at that time. So a lot of it was shifting to more short form or mid form, what they call, so like 7 to 8 long digital videos. So that's really where I worked on a lot of the supporting lifts, what they call it, or basically cuts out of the linear episode that goes on television. We would pull digital lifts and then run those on all of our platforms. So the big thing at the time was Discovery streaming. So like your DVRs and such like that, where you could record and have different digital short form things that you could watch.
Right.
A lot of our social medias. So it was an interesting time to learn also about the digital and kind of more so advertising as well. And then COVID happened and production shut down, a lot of it. A lot of mandates happened that I didn't quite agree with. And they wanted us to come back to the office. And then, like I said, at that time, we merged with Warner Brothers and there was just a lot of changes happening. And I was in between Nashville, coming back and forth between Nashville and Knoxville, because, you know, nobody knew really what was happening during that time, with the economy or with anything. So I just decided that it was probably time to end things there. And like I said, they were mandating things that I didn't want to do. And so they were basically like, this is kind of the end of your time. And I was like, all right. So came back to Nashville and have always been involved kind of with my parents being in real estate. My mom's been a residential agent for the last 20 something years. And my dad was a builder. He just recently retired. So kind of grew up around construction and real estate. And so got a job at a family office called Big Plain Holdings. And they managed about 60 different LLCs, or they had 60 LLCs that I was managing for them.
Right.
Bon Jovi's bar, Hank Williams Jr. bar on Broadway, another bar in 12 South. So worked with, they would do a lot of just events. Got to meet Bon Jovi.
Oh, yeah? John, JBJ?
JBJ.
He sweated on my wife's arm.
That's
She remembers the spot and everything.
He's a really nice guy.
She'll show it to you.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he looks like it. And this is 22 or so, 23?
Started there 22 and left in last year.
Because they did that documentary on him where he was having issues with his voice. Was that around that time when you met him? Because now he looks like a grandmother.
I think he looks great still.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than I do. I mean, for crying out loud.
No. In 2022, they just opened the bar, I think 2023, end of 2023. So maybe 2024.
That's really cool how you can just be there and he'll just show up, get on stage and sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to meet a lot of cool people.
I bet. Yeah, being in that bit. I mean, in this town's becoming quite like Vegas. Like everybody comes through here now. Vegas was that way. And being in a building like we were, we had 6 radio stations. Everybody came through. I mean, we saw Snoop Dogg. We saw Queen Latifah.
That's awesome.
Arsenio Hall. Remember him?
Yeah. I do.
I mean, just so many people came through. I got so many pictures of people. It's on my Facebook page. Most of them. That like when I did were you there when I did my presentation a couple weeks ago? that picture I had with Joe Rogan, and who knew? He came in and it was promoting, I want to say it was Fear Factor at the time. And he was, starting to become known.
Yeah.
But he was always on one of the radio shows that we didn't produce it, but he was always a regular, and he would show up and just kind of sit down and they'd cut up. It was a show named Opie and Anthony. And that's what gave him the idea to do a podcast. Mm-hmm. He's like, how do I get that? How do I get to have my own radio show?
Yeah.
And I think he started in like 2007. Nuts.
Still crushing it.
Oh, now he's crushing it. But it took him that long to get to where he is.
Yeah.
Which is nuts, So, so the real estate self-explanatory. You kind of went from there, I would think.
So was involved in they did a lot of investor relations, and that's building their portfolio with investors. So got to see a different side of real estate that I'd never really experienced before, and just decided that it's probably time for me to get my real estate license and, start doing some things on my own, and knew I didn't want to do residential. So it just made sense to go into commercial.
Why not residential? So I kind of like the radio of the industry. Anybody can do it.
No.
Commercials like television is a lot more refined, a little bit more sophisticated kind of thing.
Real estate, I feel like, is all hard because you have to be such a self-starter, and self-discipline is one of the hardest things that you can master. Mm-hmm. So,
on commercial, I would say even more so because there's not as many opportunities.
Yes and no. I feel like residential is so saturated too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And so you have to really do something different, because if you're the 14th person calling this person on their home, they don't want to talk to you.
Right.
So you have to be different no matter what you do. But especially I feel like in real estate, because it's such a hard, it's like TV. It's hard.
What was the well, I think everything's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not hard if it's your element. Mm-hmm. Like this, people consider to be hard.
Difficult. Yeah.
To me, it's nothing. It's easy.
Because it's your passion.
It's a passion. It's just what I know how to do. It's my superpower. I don't know if I'm still passionate about it. I mean, I'm passionate about, getting up and kind of living my day the way I want to.
What would you do? How would your day look? Your perfect day if you didn't have to do
anything? Man. Good question. I would get up, probably be up around 7 or so and kind of hang out with the dogs, have coffee. And I would like to get back to doing like mid-morning workouts. Back when I was in my mid-20s, I worked from 3 to 10 at the radio station. That allowed me to kind of like, I'm just going to go to the gym at 10:30, work out for an hour, be back by noon, I was able to just kind of like ease into my day,
right.
And then, it was done with my shift, voice track, from 10 to midnight. So it was odd. I would have to actually be at the radio station till the last break. Last break was about 20 of 10. And then I could drive home and hear myself, because that's when they started voice tracking back then. The cycle began every day. I would like to get back to that kind of a flow.
Good routine.
Yeah. My ultimate thing in my 50s, and my wife's not a fan of this idea, but I'd love to be in a band again.
That's cool.
Until that gets old again.
So what instrument, the band?
What instrument?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a drummer.
Drummer.
Oh, yeah.
Away.
I'm not a musician. I'm a drummer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Where's your drum set?
It's upstairs.
Okay.
I've been playing since I'm 11.
Did you touch my drum set?
Yeah, anybody. I don't care who. Anybody can go up there and upstairs and touch my drums. I don't care. Yeah.
I might hold you up to that later.
They're probably not going to hit them as hard as I do. But any musical background with you?
I played the saxophone in the 6th grade.
So did I.
Really?
Actually, it was the 4th grade. That was my mom. I always knew I wanted to be a drummer ever since I saw Money Changes Everything video by Cyndi Lauper on MTV, probably in 1982. And it was like, I remember just an overhead camera shot of the drummer doing like a ga, 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 ga. And it was like on the snare drum. And I'm like, that's me. And the funny thing is, I'm actually friends with that guy now, Sandy Gennaro from Staten Island. And he was, I don't know if I've told him that story. It just kind of like recently dawned on me. I'm like, I remember just seeing that shot, and I think that was the video that was in. I should probably go verify it.
That's your passion. That's what you really want to do.
I don't know. I've been doing it so long. I don't know what I'm passionate about. It's kind of sad.
No, it's not. Maybe you just need to find new passions.
Well, it's, I think purpose is more important. I think it's, what's your purpose?
That's true.
And is it fulfilling? Maybe that is what equates passion,
That's true.
Does it create, are you doing what you need to be doing or want to be doing? And, with drumming, I think more about playing in a band that I enjoy, that I could be of value to and play the music that you want to play and have fun with it. I think live music is going to have a tremendous amount of value on it in the next half decade to a decade. With AI being the way it is, you're going to see live music have a huge resurgent. Not even it doesn't need a resurgent, but there's going to be a lot of value placed on human. I could see it, human actually creating something.
A real experience.
Right. Because the generation, your kids, my kids, they're going to grow up, and it's the most cynical generation, I think, in a long time, because they're not going to know what's real.
I hate AI.
Yeah, but do you use it?
I think it's because to me, the creative mind and seeing how you look when you speak about drumming, or,
right.
When somebody speaks about what they love in the creative world. I see a lot of potential for people losing that and just leaning on AI instead of tapping into their own creative imaginations. And
if you're wanting to become an influencer or create a persona in this day and age, good point to make, because I always think that a lot of the world, yes, is going to embrace AI because literally, I just did it I just need a bio. I don't want to write a bio.
Right. Here's
everything that you need to know. Let me look it over. A lot of it's very corporate-y, but hey, it'll work.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody needed a bio for somebody that is going to be on another podcast that I am helping out. Mm-hmm. And, they have a whole bunch of things. And the guy who's going to be on the podcast is like, you got anything? I'm like, let me see what ChatGPT says. And it is helpful in that sense. Right. But when it comes to being creative, it makes people efficient, a lot more, the ability to be more productive with inane tasks. But when it comes to actually producing a video or music, you've got Suno out there now that's becoming a lot of people are considering themselves to be songwriters now. It's like, not really. You're not a songwriter. You're not in a room and trying to, even had your radar up for the past 10 years, trying to figure out ideas and song ideas and titles and finding creative ways to tell a story and use word pictures and all that stuff. No, you're not doing that. That's a robot.
That's a part of the process.
Right.
And maybe it's not always the end goal that is the, measure of success. Maybe it's also the process that it took to get there. And a lot of people are cutting out the process.
It's definitely an easy button, but I think it's going to become quite apparent because the creative aspect and the arts of our world are becoming commoditized, Walmartized. And I think there's going to be a stark contrast when you're able to create human music. Like I think, right here in town, I've been saying it for months, probably a year now. We need to get back to recording just humans on the floor.
Yeah.
Get rid of the grid, get rid of the click tracks, all the things. Let's humans be human. I played with Tony's band about a year ago, the Huey Band. And in preparation for that, leading up to it, they gave me the show. I would sit there in woodshed and practice it and everything and I'm a auditory learner. I don't really write charts or music or anything like that. So when I was learning the show and all the nuances of the songs, I really wanted to replicate what was on the record. So they gave me the show, which included a lot of the different samples, the click tracks, and so on and so forth. But I needed a reference. So I would take the original songs and pop them in the audio editor and put the click over them. But man, back in the day in the 80s when they recorded these hit songs, the tempo vacillated, because it's like there were just guys on the floor counting it off and If they were playing to a click, it was probably a metronome sitting on a piano, if that maybe.
Yeah.
But I
Different
mean,
world of production.
it was not fun to try and quantize, but I made it work. I basically, it having that actually laid out like that just showed me how that music that had such multi-generational staying power,
Mm-hmm.
it really just, you have that, it was human,
Mm-hmm.
it was real, that we need to get back to that. Everything's too perfect now.
I also think from a storytelling perspective, like music, there was ballads. So you had a story in the music, the lyrics told a story.
Oh yeah.
And it invoked emotion. Whereas nowadays it's just hook, bridge, repetition over and over again. It's like, okay, well, it's catchy, but it's not like Stairway to Heaven,
Yeah. I mean, those songs, the amount of time, and even just the time that record companies and the investment of time and money into these bands,
Mm-hmm.
they understood it would take 3 or 4 albums before one might hit.
Right
Now, nobody has that kind of fortitude.
Longevity.
Yeah. They just, well, if it doesn't hit in the first album, you're done, and we kind of write you off. But who knows? Maybe it'll come back again. You mentioned in the beginning the band, what was that band? The Led Zeppelin
Greta
Rush.
Van Fleet.
Yes. Old man brain. They're on to something, but I haven't heard much about them recently.
So kind of stepping back to with the AI, there's been some studies lately that the generation like below us is so good at spotting AI and they have such an aversion to it.
Yeah.
So they're seeing it. And I kind of feel the same way. Like when you see all the AI, like long paragraphs that people are just copy and pasting and, not putting any thought into it, or their logo that they created in ChatGPT or Claude, and it just looks awful. And I'm like, the creative process, there is a resurgence kind of like similar to the music, with also wanting authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
So wanting a real human interaction or a real emotion that somebody put some actual creative thought into.
What are your kids saying about it?
They are obsessed with Michael Jackson right now. So,
Really?
Yeah. And they're 8 and 9. So
My daughter is into an artist that is like 40s/50s. It's like a kitsch type of sound, like a bossa nova type feel.
that's cool.
And her name is, God, well, why am I bringing up names when I know my brain isn't working today? Laufey. And it's Laufey. So it's kind of an interesting spelling. She's like Icelandic or something like that.
That is
So
very cool.
it looks like it says Laufey,
Yeah.
but it's Laufey. Laufey.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, you should really check it out. She puts it on one day because she likes to hijack the radio in the car.
Uh-huh.
That's the other thing that's funny about this generation, our kids.
Yeah.
Do your kids always have to be like, I need to play you my music?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, I
And
remember.
it's the worst music ever. I'm like,
Oh my God.
he's like, it's stop.
What kind of style is it?
Oh, just, things that they'll hear from school or such. And it's
Right.
just like Instagram short songs that I'm just like, please just
It's like
make it stop.
nails on a chalkboard.
But then she's also like obsessed with Queen because we watched the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, which was probably a little too old for her to be watching. But now she's obsessed with Queen.
And how old is she?
She's 9.
Yeah, my 14-year-old loves Queen. She'll listen to Queen. A lot of some of the stuff that we listen to, but her music, her identity, and her gateway music is like this. She loves a lot of anime. She's very big into. Gosh, I should have taken an Adderall before I did this. It made me focus. But it's like it's anime music and it's all Japanese, but it's all either pop or rock type of based, and it's always got a very rapid. But there's a couple of songs
like K-pop.
I don't know if it's K-pop. Maybe it is.
Yeah.
But it's their music is like getting back to this Laufey. That's interesting because that sound is making a comeback.
Yeah.
and it's 80 years, which I always talk about the book behind me, Pendulum. 80 years, man, that's a big number. That cycle that happens. Everything comes back around after about 80 years. It really is.
I believe it.
It's nuts.
And like I said, I think people are just searching for something that they can relate to, or, like the homesteading. A lot of people are wanting something that they did and they can be proud of, going back to that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's a purpose-driven life.
What's that?
A purpose-driven life.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Jason Miller. I'm the owner of Christian Brothers Automotive here in Spring Hill, Tennessee. We fix cars here, both European and domestic, from simple oil changes to complete engine rebuilds and replacements. Most important thing, though, is while you're waiting, we've got the best snack game in town, and we invite you to make yourself at home and get to know us, and we treat you like family. We're located right across the street from Walmart on Highway 31 right here in Spring Hill. Let us know that you heard about us on this ad, and we'll give you 10% off your next oil change. So stop on in and see us in downtown Spring Hill. Do we even have a downtown in Spring Hill?
So bookkeeping and everything that you're doing with 4 points.
Yeah. So I do.
That's how I know you.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I like to joke that it's I'm the lady in the trench coat with all the. What
do you need?
What can we help you with? So. Yes, I do sales.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just really good at connecting with people. Being from here, I went to Page High School. I went to MTSU. I grew up just very involved in sports, very involved in my community. I now help coach my daughter's basketball team ever since they were 5 and they started playing. So I just know a lot of people connected at B&I. You get to know a lot of people even more. And so it just makes sense to do sales and helping business owners. If I can help them find a space, whether that's buy, sale, lease, then I can also help them once they need assistance getting up and running. So can we help you find funding? I work with so many different lenders. Then, do you need help with marketing, getting the word out there? Because word of mouth is great, especially in a small town where everybody knows everybody, like Williamson County or Nashville. But marketing, having a really good digital presence, working alongside of advertising is how you get your business out there. And then you need strong financials and clear financials to make smart moves for your business. So
I would have to say that I would love to get into the storage business. Yeah,
it's a good business to get into.
It is. Keep your eyes peeled.
I go to a lot of storage summits.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them, someplace local around here would be ideal.
I got you.
Yeah. Keep an eye out.
I go to an event called CCC, Contractors, Connectors, and Closers. And it is a great place to network for that industry if you want to meet people who do all sorts of things, commercial supporting vendors as well as developers, a lot of brokerages.
Oh, right on.
So, yeah.
What are some of the businesses you see that are of interest to people as you're talking to people and moving forward with this?
Private equity is buying up a lot of garage door companies.
Mm-hmm.
So residential and commercial, I'm seeing a lot of. Also pools companies, pool builders, GC companies.
Really?
HVAC, a lot of the trades companies.
Mm-hmm.
So we work really well with 4 Point Business with our trades guys because they are usually the most receptive to receiving help because they're usually trying to do everything themselves as business. So if we can help them take some stuff off their plate so that they don't come home and have to, scan in receipts at night, or, a lot of them hate the audits when they come around. So if we can, just give you back time with your family and take that off of your plate where it's not even a concern and you're just handing over, all of your financials to your CPA at the end of the year for taxes. And it's really just a one-stop shop for business owners. So
what is the, so you getting into this, a lot of what you did in TV and broadcasting, a lot of it's organizational, and this kind of fits what you're doing anyway.
Project management. Yep. So that's really what I'm great at, is just being the central hub of communication between different vendors or different landlords and working with other, on the commercial side of things, working with other brokers to get deals done. And
well, it's kind of like,
working with
hey, now that you
clients.
bought a business or you put yourself into a property, I could also help you in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense to be able to be a helper, because that's what really sales is all about, is helping people make the best decision for them, or it should be.
Now, how can you be going out and using social media to get like more bees to the hive?
Being different,
Yeah.
be creative, don't use AI.
Right. Is that something you're doing? I mean, what are your strategies?
I don't do as much as I should. But we have a marketing team, so
Right.
they do a lot of that. But for my personal business, I need to start doing more. And like I said, digital newsletters are great. Instead of just doing, like an email campaign, add some video into it, make it personalized. I'm just such an old school person too. Like, I just love a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
I hate text. It's like, you read it and then you're like, okay, I'm always trying to have a thoughtful response. And so I don't always have time when I'm driving back and forth to have a thoughtful response at the moment. So I tend to be like, oh, I'll get to that in a minute. And then I forget. So I just really love a phone call. I think it's really personal, and I think it makes a difference.
Oh, there you go.
So
any ideas that you would like? What would be? That's the thing I'm really good at, is like having the conversations to find what would be a fun, creative way to promote a commoditized business, because that's what you're in. You're in a commoditized business. A lot of people that are in it, a lot of the same kind of stuff, but people who really kind of stand out, that rise to the top, that cream. What is it that they're doing differently? Anything that comes to mind that you see some of your compatriots doing, your comrades, so to speak, that really stands out, that, sparks a creative idea or anything like that?
Well, the marketing team is going to kill me for saying that I hate AI, but
Right.
we do a lot of SEO and a lot of using those tools to reference you. So people do a lot of Google searches or Reddit searches when they're looking for a certain service. So I think it's a marketing and, using different platforms. It should be a multi-pronged attack.
Right.
So if you're calling people, you're emailing people, you're sending out videos of yourself, you're doing social media, you're doing all of the things, the more you can stay top of mind to people, that's the best thing you can do. And just going out and networking, I mean, that's kind of like all of the things you can do to really get yourself out there. And if you're doing those correctly and you have the right message, you should see a return.
Well, I mean, with the messaging, anything I like creative in that sense, what's different? What's going to differentiate you? And it may be one of those things that you start thinking about, and it plays out over time, because I'm a huge fan of differentiating.
Yeah. I think it depends on the audience you're trying to reach. That should determine your messaging. Obviously, I love storytelling, and I think that it depends what story you're trying to tell and who you're trying to reach. That should determine the platform you're trying to use.
Yeah.
And each demographic is different. Like, I'm old, and so I'm on Facebook a lot, and the younger generation,
I can't imagine you're
likes
that old.
Instagram. So I am 36. So.
That's not old. I know you think it is, but it's not.
Yeah.
I'm not old. If I'm not old, you're not old.
Okay, deal.
Yeah.
So, but it's just, you can see like the progression from like Facebook to Instagram to now that even the younger users are only on TikTok. And so
We have a podcast right now that resonates hugely on Facebook. We just had Trace Adkins on it. It's called Circling the Drain, circlingthedrain.net. And go listen to it. It was a 3-hour conversation that we broke up into 3 separate episodes. And it was fantastic time with him. Bless his heart that he came in here to help us out. But he, that added 12,000 followers to our page. It was our first time we had a clip that almost hit 3 million views and generated revenue. So it was kind of cool. But it's amazing because we should be doing a lot more with Instagram by proxy, which I think we're starting to pick up. But Facebook, it's off the wall, man.
What is the average age of your listeners? Do you know?
Oh, well, they're actually, to be fair, one of the hosts has tremendous market equity here in town. He was on the Phil Valentine show. He was his producer for, I would say, 25 years, up until Phil died. Mm-hmm. And Johnny B is his name. He was at my presentation that day.
I love that.
Yeah. And he, because he's got that market equity, he had kind of like a built-in audience that kind of flocked to the beehive, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And he just, we're building it and building it and building it. Just consistency. Every Wednesday is a new episode.
Yeah.
So
that's what you got to do.
It is what you got to do.
One more rep.
I just think you have an edge with your experience in the broadcast media side of things with ideas about marketing what you do, And I get the whole notion of trying to figure out where you're going, because you're only in this 4 years, this pivot out of what you were doing into this. Yeah. And I totally get that, because that's what happened to me. My pivot from going from radio to what I'm doing now, essentially, there was about a 3-year break where I sold cars. And I used a lot of my talents and skills from radio into marketing myself when I sold Mercedes. Yeah. That wasn't as long. It wasn't, I don't know if you'd say successful, but I ended up leaving the business like just as I was getting started. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really give it a chance to see what kind of it could do. Yeah. But I think I was definitely onto something. Like using all the video production skills, all that stuff. So, I mean,
And it's different when you're doing it for someone and then doing it for yourself.
But you are doing it for yourself, because right now you're a personal brand, So that's
the hardest part, is like, because you are also your toughest critic, and you're like, oh, see me out there, but you have to.
Yeah. Trust me, I don't want to look at this. I'm working on it. That's why I got the e-bike. But
that's how I feel. I'm like, me.
Give it a shot. Try and get past that. You got to start. And most of the stuff that you put out, sure, it's going to suck in the beginning. Yeah. But after 5 months, after 6 months, after 12 months.
I think people just like authenticity too. Like, just be yourself. The more you can be yourself, the more people are like, you know what? I like that she might be a little bit of a hot mess.
And admit it. Yeah. 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 There you go. How can people find and follow you?
Well, I am on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. That's my main, where I do a lot of business connections is LinkedIn. Right. So find me on LinkedIn.
What's that? You have the address or anything like that? Or, we could put the links and everything in the description. So there you go. Katelin Ford, thanks for coming out here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. And as usual, all the details and links and all the fun stuff will be in the description. Make sure you check it out. The description is AI generated. I'm sorry. I do look it over. Okay. But this is called, it's making things efficient.
There are ways to use it. That's right. It should be a tool, not a crutch.
Right.
Is what I say.
It is a tool for me, for sure. I'm not using it for creative, no one really reads the description, unless they want to. It's more for searchability.
Have you heard about the new Toy Story 5? That's like what it's all about, is like the kids are on their tablets and screens and stuff. And so the
toys get left aside.
Well, they're losing their imagination and how to play.
Oh, really?
So it's all about how to make the kids get back to playing with each other. And
you figured that the Illuminati behind the actual Toy Story movies would be into that. They want to make us dumb.
Well, they have to show you what they're doing.
Right.
That's for another show.
Yeah, you're a conspiracy person, aren't you?
I have some theories.
We talked about all the wrong things.
Yes.
For another episode. We'll do that. That'll be the other podcast I start. Yes, this is the Mostly Middle Tennessee Business Podcast. MMTBP is the .com that you want to go check it out. MMTBP.com. Go there. All the things are there. You can even apply to be on the show. Hit us up. All that fun stuff. You got some value out of this. Share it out. Once again, Katelin, a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me, Jim.